Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to ROWL Season 2 Preseason. I am Tie Guy Gaming, and alongside me, as always, one of my best friends and casting buddies, REL. How are you doing?
I'm doing really well. Excited. Preseason, season 2, we're here. We've made it. We've arrived. Off the back of what was an exciting first season, we now get our first little taste here of action coming into ROWL season 2, and we've got Alien Academy and Dream Kings going at it. So very excited to see Alien Academy for the first time.
Don't know what's going to happen. I mean, there's a lot of teams, everything's more equal, this and that. A lot of stuff should happen, but as we know, Dream Kings, REL, they finished in the top 4 and nearly found their way to the finals in that close nail-biting semifinals last season.
Yeah, they really improved, as the season went on, and it was really good to see that. And so, coming into this next season, they've got a lot of reason to be excited.
And with a lot of changes going on in the meta, not as much as the Hogue, sorry, as we're seeing. And both teams kind of coming out with this dive in their own versions. And Genium getting the kill there, MHFA already getting the kills early against Dream Kings, looking like they're going to pick up this early fight win.
Yeah, a couple early picks going on here. Still a battle, though, going on the point. They're going to have to chunk these tanks down, and Psycho Music will fall. And so really that early pick there from Ingenium really kind of opened things up. They had to use that res, and so when MHFA came in with that next pick, they had nothing left. And so just really a great job there taking that high ground and forcing those tanks down.
As we can see here, it's always fun to get the scouting and looking at all these players. I think we can already tell that MHFA is going to be quite a bit of a problem maker for other teams. That Tracer's real sneaky, and Tracer's really good as long as they're sneaking around the backline and can get away with it. But Psycho here with a good dive, getting slept, able to find the kill on Jinkro. Anor getting a kill now, and all of a sudden, Ariel looks like Dream Kings is going to get this point here and flip it right back around.
That was an incredible dive, and really just made the entire fight uncontested. Psycho was able to get in there, get a kill on the Mercy, and from there, just nothing able to support that back line. And so that was a really quick fight, and I don't think they really had to use anything. On the side of Alien Academy, Sleeping did use that nano, but still, early on, not a whole lot of ultimates being generated as of yet.
So, and not too much. Anor getting the pick there, so, what happens is, REL, when you get picks like that early in the fight, you don't really need to use ults. You can see here, Dream Kings coming up on almost the full arsenal or close to it, almost having 5 ults, going to have that Riptire Bob coming in here in the Nano, and Grav, and almost a Primal. So they got plenty of tools to handle Alien Academy before they push here.
Yeah, absolutely. So Alien Academy currently just waiting. They're going to initiate with that Bob. And now ultimates are coming out back and forth. Early res here. Anor fighting the pick again on an Ingenium.
That's just dirty. It doesn't matter, though. Oh, that's the worst, Ariel. Have you ever been in a comp game or, just a quick play or anything, and you just get shut down? You get res, you die, res, die. Like, there's nothing worse and more frustrating as an Overwatch player than that.
Absolutely. Just not really any room to breathe. But eventually here, Alien Academy will be able to force Dream Kings off this point and take it back over. And, they've not quite close to one fight. Well, maybe. As I say that. Like... Some great stall.
I was trying to figure out, it was like trying to figure out how to segment into that next section there. But
it just wasn't going.
Like Alien Academy just let Dream Kings stand out a little long. And they're able to get the point all the way up to 79%. So it's working pretty good. But here in a few seconds, Alien Academy is going to catch up and equal that. They do have the Grav and look at it coming close onto a Nano, so they don't really have too many tools. Luckily, their counterpart here, they don't have too many tools as well for this next push, so this should be pretty interesting for dry pushes.
And Ingenium finding a pick onto Anor there. Res will be coming out there, so that's one less tool that Dream Kings will have on the attack. They're taking really quite a long time. They were waiting for the McCree. Though Anor will find another pick back on the MHFA, getting a little bit too greedy there. So now it's really going to be up on this grab. How well can you use it? And just as I say that, Hybrid Paquito will find 2 with that grab. But the
Wait a
supports.
second now. It's coming in dominant, and Nor's still in the back line. And you said about them playing a more slower approach, but it seems to be working, Ariel. And Nor getting that pick does get taken down by Hybrid. And it's kind of a stall fest here. Dream King's looking for a last-ditch effort. But now it looks like they're able to get a few more kills, about to get this point here, and now it's just stalling for the side of Alien Academy.
Yeah, they're going to stall a little bit more. In fact, they're going to commit a bit to this, and they do find a couple of kills. A huge anti-nade there onto the backline of Dream Kings, but getting that res off, oh, that is huge as they're able to flip it.
Now Psycho getting the kill with that Primal, really doing a great job. Raz does go down, not able to find anything there. So the point is in Dream King's possession. However, Alien Academy finally picking up the kills here. Bob is on to stall, but this isn't looking good for Dream Kings in this first round.
Yeah, Bob will find a pick, though, onto the Lucio, and really it's just taking up a whole lot of space, this dive. You don't really have a big shield to hide behind, you know, so you just kind of huddle within that Winston bubble, but they were very patient there, and they're able to wait it out and get a couple more picks here. And now it's really kind of an even fight, and it's going to be all about target focus, who can get that next kill. Rizzoli will fall, and so it now will favor Alien Academy.
Alien Academy, oh, they still don't have it, technically, in a sense. Now they do. Can anybody from Dream King's touch? No, they cannot. So, incredible work. I mean, maybe bonus Overwatch with these types of plays we're seeing, bringing that term back already. So, Alien Academy does take the first round, so really a good showing by them. But however, Dream Kings had a great showing as well. We can't really tell who's going to win this map right now because it is dead even.
Yeah, that was a really, really close first map there. And it was just, you know, definitely exciting, you know, as we see both of these teams going to get acclimated. But it was very nice to see, I guess, the Winston Zarya come out from both sides. And really, it kind of, as those team fights went, you kind of got reminded of, you know, the good old days of Dive, right? Where, you know, we saw one team would get maybe 2 picks first, and, you know, it was like, oh, well, surely they have the advantage. And then it was just a second later, is it, nope, you don't. 3 of your people are dead now. So.
You know, how many times have we said coming into this, since last season and coming into this season, the fact about Dive, we talk about the old days and all that, people are going to start calling us boomers by this point.
We are
I mean,
boomers.
we keep, yeah, we. So Control Point hasn't unlocked yet. Alien Academy starting to push, doing a flip here for both teams. Look at that, anti's disgusting. Not able to find anything else here, so it's kind of looks like Alien Academy is going to get on the point first, and they should be able to hold this. But they got to play the point though, Ariel. That's one thing.
And it looks like they're just trying to, you know, zone off Dream Kings here, and they're just going to go all the way around. They will get somebody to touch the point here to flip that over, but they know that the Winston isn't there, so they have as much space as they want to work with, and Ragnarok is really trying to buy this, but Rizzoli getting a couple of picks behind the Rhine there, and Dream Kings is able to flip this around.
That was crazy. It just seemed like all of a sudden that, you know, Alien Academy took a little bit longer there. It seems like they wanted to shut down that, but they really couldn't. And because of that, Dream Kings was able to flip that right back. So really not too much great work happening there from the side of Alien Academy. But Raz getting huge charge and great work. And Nor finding that kill. They got to find us somebody to counter a Nor because he is just popping left and right, taking care of the rest of Alien Academy. And coming into this next fight, Dream Kings is going to have a lot to use. They're almost getting on the approach of 6 ults, so this is really an uphill battle for the side of Alien Academy.
Yeah, it looks like Alien Academy will go ahead and push right side. I do expect to see a Bob pretty early on here. Coalescence will come out as they're engaging, and so they're just going to force... Oh, what an anti-nade from Great. Just... It's so hard. You really can't avoid that. You don't have a diva to eat up that anti, and you're all kind of grouped within that small little corridor, and so just the support's absolutely ripping through Alien Academy right there.
And that's efficiency, Ariel. They only use 2 ults in that. You have a Coalescence and you use Bob into that fight. You still have 4 ults to work with, and they made it look like they used all 6 ults. It's crazy how good that was. Blizzard out looking for anything here, and the grab out, a lot of ults being used. There's the High Noon trying to find anything, not able to find it. Finally getting the kill on Hybrid here. Dream King still up in this fight, getting the kills, but will it be enough?
I don't think it will, as the ulting Winston kind of put Ragnarok into a little spot there. Tried to use Shatter, got nothing from it. And so those were two really big CC ultimates, as it looked like they're going to stagger the Mei out a little bit. So now they got to worry about getting back on this point here. Again, they still do have a Grav and a Death Blossom, but they're just going to have to take this fight to the point and just brawl it out for space.
That's exactly what they're doing with that Coalescence. There's a Death Blossom looking to find anything. Not able, they finally do get the kill on Razzoli there, but Anor still getting kills. Dream Kings is in this. There's another kill on Jinkro, and Alien Academy down to their last things. MHFA, Deadly, staying alive, getting the kills, but I think Dream Kings should be able to hold this. It's just whether the fact Alien Academy can come back and get the work done.
Now, honestly, I really don't think they're going to be able to, as Dream Kings looking a little strong here. They will be able to contest a little bit more as they get the respawns coming in, but really is nothing more than just I would estimate a futile effort here. But you still got to clean things up here, and Ingenium getting a couple, but maybe letting them back in. But
Bob, that was a quick flick. I don't know if you're paying attention. Oh, and that was a good stop there. The flashbang actually held Ragnarok there from getting onto the point, which was absolutely huge. I still don't think that they would have won it after that, but it was a good effort by Alien Academy. So Dream Kings kind of flipped that from the first round. That was more dominating from them. So let's see who's going to finally take this in round 3.
Yeah, I think Alien Academy, they went for more of a brawl-style composition, but unfortunately they really didn't utilize the Lucio speed of that very well. You notice on their attacking round, they were at their best when they were holding W. Unfortunately, though, in that first fight, they overcommitted to the W and they didn't take point, and so Dream Kings was able to come back. But in that composition, you want your Rhine into the opposing team just swinging freely, and they weren't really able to do that a whole lot, so they gotta look to coordinate that maybe a bit more here.
So it looks like Alien Academy going real quick there, taking up that high ground, trying to execute back to this dive now. And it's kind of both teams really switched. They went from brawl to a dive, and the other team went from a dive to a brawl. It's like they flipped the exact thing. And now Dream King's able to get the kills here. Nor and Zexter finishing them off. And despite Alien Academy having that high ground and looking like have the advantage, Dream Kings just held their ground at the point and just smacked them around a couple times.
Yeah, Dream Kings just took the space, and really that's what this composition is designed to do, is to get to the point and to really kind of own it with those Symmetra teleporters, or not teleporters, the turrets rather. And something that, you notice the dive tanks, they are on that high ground, but they both use their abilities to get down instead of just dropping down. And so I really think that costs them, because, as dive, you've got to be able to get in and get out pretty quickly. And so without those leaping abilities with the dive tanks, they just weren't able to get anything done.
Early kill there for MHFA, and looking to get a few more here. Looks like Alien Academy should be able to switch it, but there's a big slam by Psycho, cleaning us up, and just as I say that, Ariel, Dream Kings heard me and said, "No, we got this. We got this point right now." And that's exactly what they did. A huge shatter by Psycho to open up this whole fight. So now Alien Academy is going to have to go back to the drawing board and figure this one out.
Yeah, definitely a big shatter. A lot better looking dive from Alien Academy, but unfortunately not having that shield to block the shatter leaves you very vulnerable. And so Psycho Music just taking big advantage of that. Coming into this next fight, they're going to have probably both support ultimates, a Grav maybe early to mid fight, and then a wall here. So the EMP here from Alien Academy is really going to be critical in getting this fight win.
There's that EMP looking to find anything. Coalescence coming out from the side of Dream Kings, trying to hold this. Ingenium finding the kill on Anora, which is a good plus for the side of Alien. Looking to find anything else. Zexter, but the turrets, Ariel, on the point, just causing too much chaos. And now it brings the question is, I don't know if anybody from Alien Academy is going to touch.
I don't think so. It was a team kill. It was last fight kind of scenario. Dream Kings looking very, very impressive here. After dropping that first round, they're able to bring it back and take the first map here.
I tell you what, they're looking impressive. And with the team being top 4 in the league, and we'd have to look at some things to figure out where exactly they did stand. But, they almost took down Renaissance, and that was so close. And really, I would honestly think that'd be fueling the fire if it was me. It's like, hey, these guys took us down, so let's prove that we're more than just the team coming up a little short. And really, we saw them on the first point, and it was close, and some things worked and not. But they just flicked the switch, and just all of a sudden just were lights out. This was a completely night and day different team from the first round to the rest of it. So Dream Kings taking a 1-0 lead in the first preseason match of the season.
Yeah, it was almost kind of like a microcosm of their last season, right? Where they kind of started off a little slow, and then as it kind of wore on, they got progressively better and better and better, and really they looked really good towards the end of that. And I think a lot of that had to do with just executing their team compositions a lot better than Alien Academy was. For example, I think it was on Sanctum, and they ran the dive. And they did a really good job of constantly harassing Alien Academy as they were coming in. As you saw, there was like a big anti-nade from Great Gorilla combined with a Coalescence that just absolutely shredded them in a corridor, and really punishing them, anywhere they wanted to go. The dive was always there, constantly, kind of nagging at them, pestering them. And then on that most recent stage, they just chose to run that more brawly composition, went straight to the point, took it, and just pretty much held on to it for the most part.
So one thing I will say about this match is it's pretty exciting. These teams seem to be pretty equal in some ways. Dream Kings have a little bit of the advantage. Kings Row, Scrims Row. As soon as we see it here, there it is. Always a fan favorite. And of course, this is technically preseason. It's almost like a scrim. So yeah, we can just call it Scrims Row at this point. But really, it's going to be exciting with the new teams coming into the league to see what they're going to throw in and what kind of compositions they're going to be best at. We know Dream Kings usually as the team that's doing Brawl, right? We have big Ryan, Zarya, bulky. They've done great with that. But Alien Academy, we got to figure out which one they did. They kind of flipped it around. Some worked. It looks like Dive, in a lot of ways, is definitely their strong suit.
Yeah, and that might work to their favor. Dive really is the... so far, right, potentially what we're going to be seeing a lot of, now that barriers have been really nerfed to heck, and just, the damage kind of following suit in some regards. It just, especially with the Zarya, the Winston, your Winston is allowed so much more free reign, with that extra bubble, and especially on maps with a lot of high ground. Winston's able to utilize that, drop down. And the best dives that we saw from Alien Academy is when they took the high ground and then they just dropped. They didn't use any of their abilities. They just dropped, so that allows them that utility to get out, in and out whenever they want to, and just kind of harass, let their DPS do the work. But going forward, I would definitely like to see maybe a little bit more inclusion of the Sombra. If you're going to run the Sombra Winston, I think there is a great potential to kind of operate like mini dives, almost how like in the dive meta early in the Overwatch scene was Winston Tracer. Your Tracer and your Winston would kind of go to the same place at the same time, and that combination would really... was really effective. Supports really couldn't do a whole lot about that, and so then they introduced Brigitte to the game, and the rest is history. But having that ability to just have a DPS can kind of pop in and out whenever they want, along with the Winston, who does a lot of damage with that jetpack when you land on people, and just constantly putting out the tickle gun, as a lot of people like to call it. But it still does, consistent damage, and when paired properly, it will really do you wonders.
So the question is, no, this is not production while we're waiting. This is more the side of the lobby. I'm not for sure what the holdup is. I don't know if you saw anything, Ariel, what was going on. I think somebody's, had to reset or this. They have other people on the roster, but I don't know I don't know. Maybe they're having a long discussion or something. I'm not for sure what's going on. So sorry about a little bit of the delay here. We're trying to figure out what exactly is going on. Here we go. Oh, that's who did. Okay, Ragnarok disappeared. That was my bad. I just now noticed that. So I think we should be good here. But, stay tuned with us throughout the rest of this match, the preseason, and getting into the season. There's so much information, all this to talk, all types of strategies. If you got any ideas for us what to say or work on stuff, just message us. Just let us know what's going on. But I mean, things are going to be different for season 2 in some ways. And what I mean is just a lot more teams, a lot more competitive, a lot closeness, and it should be exciting.
I'm definitely very excited, with more teams, getting to see, a lot more talent, getting to see potentially more, more matches, first of all. Bonus Overwatch, as we like to say.
Bonus Overwatch.
We just get
can
more
I get,
of it.
I don't know how many people are in chat right now, but can I get everybody spamming bonus and Overwatch right now? Just a mix of it throughout the chat.
Separately, you just do Overwatch in one place, bonus in another place. Overwatch bonus, bonus Overwatch.
But make sure you type it 6 feet apart because it's over.
Exactly.
So 6 feet apart in chat.
Socially distance your letters, please, and thank you. We would certainly appreciate it.
So, as I always ask Ariel, really Alien Academy being down right now, what are they going to need to do? Because we know this is a Ryan Zarya map, and we know that you and I play Ryan Zarya when we play this map. So what do you think is really the necessity that they're going to have to do to continue into this next round?
So if they want to run the Ryan Zarya, especially with the Lucio, you've got to utilize that Lucio a little bit more than you were really in that kind of first round, specifically on the second stage, where they just kind of, waltzed in, really didn't move with a whole lot of purpose, and really that's the biggest thing. You got to move with purpose. Like, you're going somewhere, and you're going to, take the enemy team on, and you're going to do it right freaking now.
Right now. I want my money, and I want it now. So, and it looks like Alien Academy is going to be on the attack to start off this. And I think the trick is a lot of times teams going through the hotel, they got to be quick. And they have the Lucio. And then we see Dream King's not really using the Lucio because you don't really have as much use on the defense here with it. So you just got to utilize that speed. That's always the quickest way to go about it. And it's exactly what Alien Academy is doing. They're moving up. They're going around. And now they're going. Nope. Yep. I can't figure out which way they're going. They're going up top. And I think they were trying to fake us out, make our job a lot harder there.
Yeah, they're going around. I'll try to get to the high ground. Everybody made it except for the Ana, but that's okay, as they will be able to utilize those stairs. And so really, it's just a positioning battle here, and they're going to go all the way around here, try to gain this high ground. Oh, good. They forced Great Gorilla down, though unfortunately maybe took a little bit too long, as that's a pretty big pick.
That's huge. Dynamite going up there just shows the utility of Ashe and what she's able to do. Zexter getting the kill now. Dream Kings ain't for this. They are not buying this at all. It's kind of cool to see a team go up and around because we don't see that often. But now, Alien Academy's kind of in a predicament here, and Zexter's already got a tire getting the double. Zexter showing how good that Junkrat play is. Much love to you, Zexter, because it hits me straight in my heart seeing filthy Junkrat play. Because, I may be a Junkrat main, but you won't know. So.
Well, we do now that you just told us.
Oh, is that how that works?
Yes,
so
it is.
Alien Academy not having much luck there, but good picks by the DPS on Dream Kings to start out that. So already down to 2 minutes and 20 seconds for Alien to figure this out.
Yeah, that's the unfortunate kind of downside of taking all of that time, is that you lose so much of it, and you're not able to, you're never able to get that back.
Now this is close. I thought for a second that Dream Kings had it, but now Ragnarok getting huge kills, Zexter getting the kills, and this might be the end for the side of Alien Academy. Oh, and it looks like Ingeninium is taking a nap up there at top. Unfortunate. Comes back being aggressive though, getting the kills. And now it seems that Alien Academy is wanting to win this.
Yeah, they're just kind of really flipping it on its head here. It looked like early on there was a little bit, of a disadvantage, but now, they've got the space, they've got their tanks up front here. Psycho Music will go down, and that is pretty much the recipe. They should be able to get this. So, even though that first attack didn't go, as planned, they're still at least able to get it, and they still have a little bit of, a decent amount of time coming into this next point.
Decent amount of time, 3:38 as a matter of fact. Pushing now, Zexter finding the kill already, so they may have to just wait a moment. But, that just shows Ariel what Alien Academy did was just keeping that aggression. And as I say that aggression, it's now gone because Dream Kings just wiped them clean here. But the biggest thing with playing these tanks and Brawl is you just gotta take that space and just push them away. That's exactly what they did. So 3 minutes and 10 seconds left for Alien Academy to figure this one out.
Yeah, so, one push isn't the end of the world. You will, again, though, be running into another tire from Mr. Zexter, which could be very, very scary. But you do have, a grab of your own if you're able to survive this.
And getting the kill on Ragnarok, that may end it already. Zexter getting another Riptire kill, making the difference here, and finding another kill. But look at this. Ingenium in the back here looking for anything. Pulse Bomb not finding anything. And once again, Alien Academy is going to have to reset.
Yeah, and so, again, they really didn't commit a whole lot, just the Pulse Bomb really there. So you still have your Grav, got a Nano to go with it, so you probably could, maybe even Nano your Rhine, and, help them get their Shatter back up. But, if I'm Dream Kings, I feel like I'm sitting pretty, well as, in addition, because I have a Bob, I've got both of my support ultimates, and I have a Shatter to boot.
And they're wasting a lot of time off the clock. I mean, 2 minutes. I mean, that's not, you think about it, that's a lot of time, but it's not with Psycho getting denied there on the Shatter. But look out, scary Reinhardt from Ragnarok getting that Fire Strike kill. But now they did the same thing for the side of Dream Kings. And now Psycho's just slamming the hammer. Here comes the Coalescence looking to find anything. They weren't able to pick up the kills, but Raz does get a kill, and that may be just enough to end this push.
Initiated with a Nano, but really didn't use a whole lot else there. And once again, Dream Kings being proactive there. They saw the Nano come out. A great Bob from Anor there to kind of stem the tide. And even though Ragnarok was Nanoed, that Bob still tore them up really, really good. And so, once you kind of lose that main tank, that Rhine, it's just so hard to be able to win these fights.
On the positive here, Alien Academy has a handful of ults. Oh, and Ingenium getting slapped behind. That's so dirty. And looking to find anything that grab there. There's a Pulse Bomb. Can't find anything. Ragnarok getting the kill. And here comes a Death Blossom. Getting one. Looking for that second one. Couldn't find it. But this is just enough momentum for Alien Academy to start pushing here near the second point.
Yep, that was the push they needed. They finally got it. You're able to, ult first, as really Dream Kings didn't have a whole lot. But now that, they won that fight, they're going to have to face a recontest here, most likely. And that's going to include both tank ultimates here from the side of Dream Kings.
And a Coalescence soon, and probably getting up to this Riptire, and we know those are deadly. There's a big slam by Psycho. Oh, but then the reverse no you on that other Shatter by Ragnarok, but Razzoli getting the kills here. So this isn't enough for the side of Alien Academy. And Dream Kings finishing these kills here, and this is going to be it. There's no way that Alien Academy is going to be able to touch this point. So a great hold by Dream Kings, only allowing Alien to get 1 point.
Yeah, a really good hold. It just always felt like Dream Kings was 2 steps ahead. They were ulting very proactively, being very efficient. And something else you kind of wonder is compositionally, we did see the Tracer from MHFA for most of that attack. Is that exactly the best pick here, especially on King's Row when you've got a very closed quarters? There maybe is a flanking route or two, but having a Tracer confined to those very narrow margins is not necessarily the best. And also, if you're not, really, in terms of comboing, maybe you could combo a Pulse Bomb with a Grav, but we really didn't see a whole lot of that going on either.
Yeah, it seems to work better with the dive composition. But you know what? When in doubt, you know what they say, Ariel? Just play Junkrat. It ain't gonna hurt you. Why not? Just go ahead and play Junkrat into a composition. Why not?
Gotta hit him with a J Silly. It works for Mr. Zexter, so why not for you?
What can Junkrat do for you? the 2020 campaign right there. So
Junkrat 2020.
Dream Kings doesn't have to go too far here, just needs to get to the second point, and that'll do it, securing a second win into this set, which is first 1-3. As a matter of fact, that's what we're doing now for the regular season playoffs. We are doing that format, so it's exciting to see that.
More Overwatch.
More Overwatch! Bonus Overwatch!
Bonus Overwatch.
And Dream Kings being aggressive already, looking to get on this point early. But can they put a damper to Alien Academy? And really, they're making them go on the run. And Hybrid getting taken out of mech instantly. Psycho getting the kill there. MHFA getting a kill. And the DPS trying to play a little bit sneaky here, but it's not going to work out. And Dream Kings looks like they're already going to get this first point.
Yeah, just Dream Kings is just... I don't know how to describe it. It's just they're playing the composition better. You know, they're a lot more aggressive, and especially with the Rhine Zarya, you have a lot more utility for your Rhine. And so, something clearly happened that I missed back there.
I was just watching Ingenium and Zexter having a slap fight. You know, like two people just slapping each other in the back. It was too funny. I just saw fists fly and all this. I didn't mean to interrupt you there, but that was pretty funny. I caught that on my side. So 5:15 for Dream Kings, plenty of time, doubling basically the time that Alien Academy had. So Alien Academy is going to really have to find a big play here to stop these guys.
Yeah, and it's gonna... Oh, a shatter coming out from Psycho, catching Ragnarok there. So Dream Kings is just gonna push forward here. That was really their gateway to entry, and Bob also coming out here from Ingenium. I'm not sure how much value that's going to get you in the long run.
Ooh, that's an interesting Bob there. I don't know if that was the call there, because now you're not going to have that ult, and that's a big stagger. I mean, that's a big contesting ult that you have. And Dream King's coming around this corner already.
I'm not sure if
Is Alien Academy going to be able to get much? There's the Blizzard, a good mood. Can they get both tanks? But no! They escape nearly! And there's the grab. Got to get that May wall down, looking for something here. Dream Kings looking to win this. D.Va getting out of the mech already, but Ragnarok getting Nano, doing such a great job, but the kills are coming in for Dream Kings.
Yeah, and they're going to also use a tire here, and this fight is pretty much theirs as they're pressing all the way forward here. Nothing that Alien Academy can do to stop them, and Dream Kings.
That was clean. This is their map, and we saw Dream Kings has beat a lot of teams on Kings Row. This is one of their best maps that they have to offer, and clearly we can see why. But I will say, Ariel, it starts to question that Alien Academy was using the D.Va, I think, a little too long. You gotta get the Zarya in that mix, because the Brawl composition is so overwhelming. It's almost like D.Va cannot handle it.
Yeah, that's the thing with D.Va. She can eat, you know, a fair amount of damage, and potentially maybe they're thinking, oh, we'll counter the Junkrat by doing this, but ultimately what you're doing is you're putting yourself at a big disadvantage in the tank, you know, the tank matchup, because Zarya is going to just eat D.Va days for days, and yes, D.Va can eat her Graviton Surge, but that's not very, you know, guaranteed. Even the top best of best players, you know, still, you know, have a hard time doing that, because, you know, you just don't know. You can guess, you can, you know, hope, pray, you know, leave defense matrix up for an eternity, but really it's just, you know, you're leaving yourself at a pretty big disadvantage there, I think, with the D.Va out there.
Absolutely. It's either got to commit to the full composition or not. So, Dream Kings taking a 2-0, and of course with the preseason, we're not going to play through everything. It's once the first team gets to 3. I know some leagues, other places will play through the whole thing for scoring-wise, but we're not going to do that. So, if Dream Kings wins this, the match is already going to be over. And Alien Academy has done a great job at really going against Dream Kings, but it just shows you that you can't sleep on anybody in this league. And that's how tight we are at some of the teams in this league. I mean, Dream Kings started out, they weren't nearly as good. They kind of started near the bottom, and then they just ramped it up, going all the way to be, they were third, weren't they, in a technical sense?
I I can't
They were
remember.
either third or fourth, and I can't remember. I know that's bad. And it'll be like, well, duh, don't you remember? I do not. I'm sorry.
No, that was like a whole month ago, man.
Whole month, I can't remember that. All I know is that that team was in it, and they made it pretty far. So, really, I'm impressed with a lot of things that have been going on in this match. Good Overwatch we're seeing. Now, for anybody that is joining us, we will be back tomorrow at 8 o'clock as well, unless something happens with the scheduling conflict and gets pushed back. So, now you'll have Ariel and myself on casting on Fridays, and for some reason, anything Saturday or we'll throw those in there. But then we're going to have some different casters coming up here on Sundays. Yet to be named, but we'll see what's going to happen with that. So I'm sorry. Unfortunately, I cannot be there for every match, which is very tragic.
Unfortunate. We will certainly miss, our Tie Guy Gaming fix, but at least we have Fridays. Flavortown Fridays, as
Flavortown Fridays. That's right.
We like to call them. And then now, I shouldn't have said that because now I'm hungry.
I'm hungry too. All right, let's get together.
You know what I'm hungry for? I'm hungry for more Overwatch.
Bonus Overwatch is what I'm hungry
for. Can Alien Academy to get the reverse sweep?
The reverse
Maybe
sweep.
not,
Let's see it.
We'll see.
Are you not entertained? We got to give the audience some substance here. The matches have been great and they've done pretty well, but we just need more. That's what we're here for.
Cue your inner Adam Driver and scream, more!
More!
Exactly.
Oh, what a classic meme. We're memeing it up in here. We're having a fun time. Excited for the upcoming season. So I wonder what Alien Academy is going to have up in store. Maybe run a little bit of the dive, maybe a sim strat, looking for something. I bet Dream Kings might use that. Zexter known also to play a little bit of that Symmetra. They do such a good job with it. They do a good job with the Symmetra turrets and flip it around the point. So Hanamura is always one of those classics that we've all known to have that sim teleport straight to the point on first point and use it. But everybody knows about it. That's the only problem, right? It's like somebody tells you about a secret and it's good, but then you open your mouth and tell your people, and then those people tell other people.
And it's no longer a secret.
Exactly, and it's not as good. And then you just you kind of get the nostalgia factor, and it's like, it's not good enough anymore. It's not as good as what it could have been. So,
yeah, I still think it. It has its. We've seen kind of a development of the sim strat, right? Because it would be, we just teleport to point, catch them by surprise, bang. And so eventually it's, we'll teleport maybe to that ledge above the point that kind of wraps around that building, or maybe we'll teleport up to the building to the left and go up there, take the high ground, and then approach from the left side. And so really with all of those different options, it's kind of, still can be a crapshoot if, even if the defense is expecting that sim, it could also work to your advantage in regards that, that will certainly buy you a lot of space. If they're expecting it, then it's very much going to get you, they're going to play back a little bit here on Hanamura. That could also allow you just to walk in the gates for free.
So this should be pretty exciting. We're going to see what's happening here. It looks like Dream Kings are going to be on the defense once again to start out, and Alien Academy going to be on that attack. So Dream King's getting a lot of defenses first.
Yeah, man.
I guess it works out that way.
Yeah, they just like to.
And you know why? Because it's always loser gets to pick the map, but hey, the winner gets to pick who's going first and what they're doing. So
yeah, winner gets to pick side. And as a player, I always like to defend first. I guess it just kind of gives you the standard of what you need to make or break on the offense. And so it seems that Dream Kings is maybe following that philosophy, or maybe they just don't care and they're just rolling through the maps and
maybe they're flipping a coin. Who knows? I don't know all the team strategy. They're vibing. They're just chilling. They're just going through this. But the question is, can they vibe and just chill anymore, or will Alien Academy start to put the pressure on? Find out more, and we'll go to a break. No, I'm just kidding. You imagine how many people clicked off, like, Zexter getting an early kill. Zexter, that's dirty. Get out of here. I literally was talking about something else, and then you get a kill within the first, like, 10 seconds there, 5 seconds. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, catching Ingenium unawares there as they're walking out of spawn. Just, you know, you think you're safe, and no, not with the Junkrat in play.
3:30 on the clock, looking to find anything. And they do have the Sim, which is very interesting, trying to get that, or I'm sorry, the Sombra, trying to get the hack, looking for it with the dive. I think they are reverting back to the dive meta. But the thing with dive is you got to make it, and you got to figure out where you're going. So they go after Zexter, a wise choice, and they do get him. Really well executed dive, putting the pressure on Dream Kings.
Yeah, they just kind of popped up to the high ground. Now, again, the dive. It's very interesting. We see the Reaper teleporting in with them as well. They're doing a pretty good job. Look, they're disengaging when they need to. Rizzoli might be a little overextended there. Will get the D.Va demaxed, but will pay for it with their life. And that might just cost them here, you know, as the Coalescence will come out.
And here goes a tire. Will it be big? Getting a double, but I don't think it's going to be enough. And this should be it. And Alien Academy getting this early. Not too bad of a push, I will say. So I wonder if Zexter should have held on to that tire. I think he was just being a little greedy there. He wanted to get that 4K. He wanted the glory like Reinhardt always wants, you know?
It's in the Junkrat blood. As soon as you get tired, you pop it. It doesn't matter. If you're in spawn, pop it. You're in their spawn, pop it. You know, if you're in the middle of the fight, end of the fight, beginning of the fight, doesn't matter. If you have it, pop it.
You know, put that on a t-shirt. They literally started selling it. Pop it!
But really, Alien Academy doing a really great job. Oh.
And there's Dexter again. We can't get enough. And now Thread jumping in there. And Gorilla getting the kills here. Dream Kings putting a stop to this already. Hybrid on point, but ain't going to be long. Wow, that was... that may have been the fastest push that ever has been ended that fast before. That's great. Oh, and the filthy stagger. Oh, they're having a dance party right now. Look at this. Oh, that on the head to talk. Oh.
Put the D.Va out of their misery. Oh, no.
Poor Hybrid getting wrecked there. That's the worst part about D.Va. That's the only thing with dives, that D.Va can be staggered like that so hard. And it's so tragic. But then we'll have a few ults coming up here. When they come back, Primal, got the sound barrier, looking for the EMP as well. I wonder if they're going to save that EMP for a big ultimate, possibly Hybrid, waiting to get that bomb. We all like to see a self-destruct EMP combo.
Oh, absolutely. Especially now that it's a Hog Zarya here, not a whole lot of mobility on the table. So if they can get that combo...
Oh, in the sleep! There it is, but they go ahead and do it, and it's not really working out. Threadkiller getting 2 kills with a headshot. Just being uncontested. Getting those kills. They are... Zexter getting a kill with the trap. Here comes a tire. Looks like he released that a little too early. The problem is I don't think that Alien Academy is going to be able to win this fight after those.
Yeah, they just lost too many, and really now, yeah, it's about getting the heck out of there. And so you maybe could have gotten a little bit more with the EMP bomb combo, but unfortunately that just wasn't in the cards there for that attack.
It's interesting, and the bomb wasn't up quite yet, but I'm really surprised they didn't save that. I think that was just a little bit of miscommunication, or maybe that's what they thought to do. But I would have saved it for the self-destruct. So they got 3 minutes on the clock here looking to do something. And we'll have 4 ults, so they do have a lot of ults versus Dream Kings only having 3.
And so it looks like the dive is just going to come through here, and oh, huge anti-nade. The grab is going to come through from Rizzoli, will not be able to find anything, and now the dive's all over the place. This is kind of really the last thing you want, you know, if you're dive, the Coalescence and Threadkiller just able to sit back there on that Widow. That was a bit of a disaster.
And here we go again with Hybrid.
Oh, no.
My heart hurts so bad right now. Oh,
you poor thing. They will put them out of their misery, won't quite let them go to the cliff. But
here's the biggest thing, Ariel, is that they're not countering Threadkiller. Threadkiller's just sitting up there and just doing the damage and raining it down. They need to really execute and punish Threadkiller. Threat Killer's just popping up too much, and they don't seem to have an answer at all for it.
Yeah, I think oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, every time they come into the point, it just seems like they're a little bit split and they can't focus a target, and they're all over the place. They really have to straighten that up if they want to get another point on the board.
Well, that's what why you have a Sombra. You have her for scouting and her ability to kind of get in and out of the back lines. And what you should be doing is you should definitely be getting into the back line and harassing that Widow so that your dive can kind of come through. Although it is no longer dive, as we do have the Hog from Hybrid Paquito. But I guess that even kind of lends to my point a little bit more, is that now that you don't have that full dive, what you do need somebody to go back there and contest.
As perhaps they're used to more like the past meta where some of that works and different things, but it's just not the case anymore. With a little bit of changes coming in, the Hog Zarya and stuff just doesn't work nearly as good. Right now it's working for Dream Kings, but it's just, you know, you got to be careful not splitting too many and having all these hybrids. You got to stick to one comp and the other.
Yeah, and it looks like back on the Winston, and MHFA getting caught out pretty early on as well. The beat coming in, and they're committing because really they don't have a whole lot of other options. But unfortunately, without that Sombra, you know, things can be really rough here.
Oh man, look out! Psycho's popping there with the whole Hog, getting 3, just destroying the rest of Alien Academy. Tyre's still going around in the back line, dancing around, doesn't seem to find anybody. The question is, can anybody touch, and will it be of value?
Yeah, I guess you probably could have waited for your Sombra there on that last fight, as they won't be able to touch on this one. But you had 30 seconds. You know, yes, it would have been a little bit cramped, but you did have Sombra. She did have that EMP, and ultimately, you know, fighting 5v6, you commit the beat, you engage, you're really not putting yourself at the best advantage, really. And so Dream Kings was just kind of able to sit back, stand back there, relax. The Widow was able to just, you know, pop off from pretty much the safety of their spawn. And then the Hog Zarya, they were just really never threatened.
That's true. They just seem, Alien Academy just seem like they've kind of lost a little bit of the momentum and the, if anything, that they had. They're just not playing together, and that's the biggest thing. It's really just dying them out. And you know, we saw MHFA look like, I didn't know if they didn't have their translocator or not, but they were dancing around that point for so long they didn't even contest. And some of those, I think maybe they just didn't see the clock. Perhaps, I mean, it happens. You have those moments.
Definitely, you know, everybody does have a moment or two of brain, you know, slippage, as it were. But, you know, you got to leave that behind you, and you got to focus on this defense. You know, good thing is you did capture first point, so it's definitely not impossible, but you still do have to, you know, provide a good defensive hold. But then again, this is the first time we're seeing this map with these teams. You know, we don't really necessarily know how this is going to play out. And, you know, maybe Hanamur just ends up being, you know, a really kind of defensive, you know, oriented map for both of these teams, but we'll see.
And there's the sim strat. As I said, Dream Kings, it's like, man, it's like I've seen them play before, and what they're going to do. Zexter getting an early kill with the sim turret, just being so dominating, taking everything out. Zexter popping off on that sim, and there's another one, and another one! More! Give me more! That was crazy. I just kept going. It's like Zexter just said, "Hey, you want one? Take it. Another one," just handing them out. And now 6 minutes and 18 seconds. They can't lose at this point. They could draw.
They could draw, but they
could
lose.
draw for, you know, a little bit more Overwatch, but at this point, Alien Academy has created quite the situation for themselves here, and this is looking really bad for them coming into this next fight.
And it looks like they're going to just go ahead and go main here. Maybe teleport up top. Yes, that's what they will do. Getting everybody up there and instantly blowing them
the kills.
up.
The aggression by Dream Kings is crazy, and it's not even matched right now. Just got to get on the point here, clearing up these last final kills. This is looking good for Dream Kings. Have plenty of time on the clock. Can they finish this up? Maywall comes out to do a little bit of stalling. Got to finish the kills, and it looks like that's exactly what they'll do. Hybrid on the point trying to stall. Ingenium trying to look for anything, but that should be it. Already, REL Dream Kings looking good in the preseason, taking down Alien Academy already.
Picking up where they left off and looking good in doing so. Out of all of the maps, that really looks to be their most dominant. They really gave up first point pretty quickly, I would say, but after that, they really just held on, and boy, did it was like a vice grip, just crushing the life out of Alien Academy. And Alien Academy just wasn't able to adjust to anything Dream Kings was throwing at them. And Dream Kings obviously had the game plan going. They knew what they wanted to do, and they were able to execute a really quick attack with that Symmetra. As we were talking about the Symmetra, we got to really see that in action, and it looked very, very good.
So we just have a whole lot in store coming up here, and it just shows Dream Kings ain't even, I don't even think in a technical sense, the top 4 of being ranked in SR, but that doesn't matter. This team has came so far, and they are putting up a fight, and all these teams are going down without a fight. So if this is just a preseason, just one game or a set of games, what do you think is going to happen the rest of the season? I mean, it's going to be pretty exciting stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. This is kind of our first little taste. We're given an appetizer before our entree arrives, and it is quite appetizing, if I do say so myself. It's always good to be able to see both of these teams, how they're looking. Maybe was there any changes from last season to this that could affect the way they play? But for Dream Kings, all signs are pointing to go as they just dismantle Alien Academy.
So I'm trying to see if I can find out anything of what's going on, if anybody's other scores or what's going on. The match against Alien Mafia and Sparrow was also a forfeit. And I think that was the same for, well, I guess both those teams forfeited. I'm not for sure. And we saw Dream Kings take down Alien Academy. SM Lunatics is supposed to play at 9 versus Sirius, and then Renaissance, I guess, is playing Renaissance. I don't know. A lot of things are going all over the place. A lot of things changing. Sorry if it sounds more confused or not as, but sometimes REL and I do not know. So, pretty exciting stuff. So a lot of teams playing tonight, but as I said, stay tuned for tomorrow because Dream Kings will take on Alien Mafia, Renaissance will take on Alien Academy, Sirius will play Renaissance, and Sparrow will play SM Lunatics. And we'll let you know later on who we'll be casting. Should be a lot of teams there, a lot of fun. Wouldn't you say so?
Oh, absolutely. We're just first. This is the first game of the season. It's the preseason, and we've got definitely a lot more in store, not just for this weekend, but in the coming weeks. And it's just really, really, really exciting to be back at it again here for Season 2.
So, I don't have too much going on. Might be able to try to see what's going on in different matches. But hopefully everybody in the chat has enjoyed so far what they've seen. Let us know how you're feeling in the chat right now. But what's going on here, Ariel? What do you think?
About what am I supposed to be thinking
about the other teams or what we're trying to do here? Is this the only match we are casting for tonight?
I believe it is, unless if they want us
we can get access to another one.
I mean, bonus, I'm always down for bonus Overwatch.
Bonus Overwatch. I am working on that, but I think right now we definitely could go to a break, and we should be able to be back shortly and figure out what's going to go on.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and send it to a quick little break. Hopefully we'll have good news for you on the other side. So we will be right back.
And we are back. It turns out we are doing another match. And for anybody that's just tuning in, welcome back. This is the ROWL Season 2 Preseason. I'm Taiga Gaming, and alongside me, REL.
Ahoy.
What a way to come back. I know some of the people that are waiting and still here, they're like, what's going on? Like, they didn't know. I was like, nope, we didn't know, but here we are. Bonus Overwatch, more Overwatch. SM Lunatics versus Sirius. 2 new teams coming into this. And you'll notice Team Sirius, part of Maelstrom, defending champions. And it kind of got merged in that. There's a whole story. We're not getting into that because it's not important. But you'll recognize some faces like Xvino, Fire Dragon, Kristen, and Sproutling. So this is exciting. This should be pretty good. These are 2 top teams in the league, I would say, Ariel.
Definitely looking forward to this. Hopefully tons of explosion, fireworky kind of stuffs here. As 2, teams get at it here in the first action. And early on, Gen Chaos getting a pretty early pick on Kristen.
In the kills there, looking to hold up this fight. Now Lightning getting the kill. And it looks like Sirius in a little bit of trouble here. The kills are coming in for the side of Lunatics, getting a lot of kills. And it looks like Sirius is out of it. As I say that, I'll be getting the kill on blue, but Lightning having a strong presence right now. And Lunatics is going to get this to start the game off.
Yeah, some Lunatics looking pretty good with that dive. So even though, they did have the teleporter, Sirius, rather. Sorry, I was going to take a little bit of getting used to seeing these player names and, a different team. Well, I promise, I'll get there. But Sirius did a really great job of getting there to the point, but just the dive was just too good.
Uppy taking down blue there, doing a great push. This seems to be pretty good for the side of Sirius, looking to find something. Lightning getting the kill. The Coalescence, Lightning doing such a great job. Uppy's in a little bit of trouble, kind of getting zoned off of the point there, looking to stay up. But here comes Sarath getting a few kills. Golden Sea joining. So this one goes back and forth, but from what I can see, Ariel, it looks like Lunatics are going to hold this.
Yeah, they're going to hold on just for a little bit longer off the back of that Coalescence. And that really did a great job of countering Uppy's Shatter there, as they were able to find some, but that Coalescence was still going on pretty strong, and Lightning was able to keep the team nice and healed up. And so they're going to have to come back to the drawing board, though Sirius will have an EMP along with a grab, which could potentially be comboed depending on how they want to layer this in.
And there's the Death Blossom. The EMP still comes out. That's really shocking. Srath and Kristen picking up the kills, but I don't know if that's going to be enough. Here comes a Self-Destruct looking for a big thing, getting one. Gen Chaos does go in the back line, and Sarath is just popping, but they're still not getting the point.
Yeah, it looks like they'll be able to now. They have more bodies available to them. Was a bit disjointed there to start. The Graviton Church did get eaten. A really, really good job there from Solar to deny that ultimate, but unfortunately they were not able to win the fight after that.
So 84%, good job by Lunatics. And they want to get this right back as the Coalescence comes out looking to find anything. Now Primal getting Fire Dragon off the side of the cliff, and there's a nasty EMP by Gen Chaos. And this looks like it's just the cleanup time for the Lunatics.
Yeah, they came back in with authority with that EMP and a great ultimate there from Snover there on the Winston, and able to fling Fire Dragon off of the side. Always so satisfying when you're at. Yeah, excuse me, as I have a stroke here.
Yes.
Words. Then who needs them, right? But Uppy getting taken out early here, but always able to. I can't do this. I can't speak.
That's fine, I'll take over here. I don't know what you're going to say, but I will say is that Sirius was not able to touch their good control from the side of Lunatics. And they are looking great as their first debut coming into the league. You want to try again? I just saved you.
No,
there. I'm
scared.
To get worried. I was really starting to get startled there because it was that there.
Yeah,
like, I thought you were doing scat music at that point.
Ba-da-dee-da-da. Unfortunately not.
Nobody gets that reference, probably not.
Probably not. No, we're like as mentioned earlier in the stream, we are boomers, so nobody's gonna know the Scat Man. So coming into this next round, it looks like we're gonna have some Ryan Zarya here on Control Center. What else? Both teams will go ahead and use the Sim Teleporter out, and early on, Sirius, wow, they're really pushing. Uppy will fall. What a great aggression from the side of SM Lunatics.
So Lunatics already getting this point. Imagine they're going to have a few people that are getting a battle here against Kristen on the point. But look at Solar! Solar being disgusting right now. Who is Solar? We will find out. That's huge. Lunatics already pushing back Sirius. Looking really good in this, and they seem to be very well together right now.
Well, this Reaper's got to be a little careful. That's a very bold teleport there from Sarath, but able to survive. But right now, Solar, oh my god, look at all of that energy just pumping in. The team's going to have a grab really soon here compared to XVino, who has about 27.
I watched it happen. Golden Sea with a boop on Sarath. As you were casting there, I jumped in. I happened to catch it. Oh, that's just dirty. Sarath has got to watch those teleports.
Yeah, definitely been on the riskier side. Unfortunately, paid for it there. And so, you know, again, things taking a bit longer. They had to just kind of wait for that. Uppy going down instantly as well. And that's the second time where the main tank for Sirius has dropped rather quickly. Shatter will also come out, just kind of a cleanup mode here. Sproutling will just kind of stand around and wait for that, just to, you know.
That's the worst death, just sitting there and waiting for it to happen. You know it's going to happen, just accept it, give up. So when Sirius comes back here, they will have to deal with quite a bit of a pain, almost coming back on the EMP by Lunatics. But they get the kill on Soldier, and now Blue getting a kill is trying to redeem it, finding 2 kills in the back line. So even though Solar went down, SM Lunatics are finding a way to hold this.
Yeah, that was a really good fight. They only had to commit 2 ultimates there. They still have that grab that they've kind of been holding on to. Even though Solar got it oh so very quickly, they just haven't had to use it. And they've got an EMP to combo. So an early EMP here will be the ticket for a win.
Can they find it? They're looking for it. There's the grab. But it seems like it's a little too late. Here comes the EMP. But, oh, I don't agree with that, ROWL. They did that a little bit in reverse order. It usually seems like you kind of want to, you know, jump that gun first, maybe perhaps do the EMP, then grab at kind of like the same time. But it was, I don't know. The EMP came in just way too late, and that's very costly for the Lunatics.
Yeah, that fight was over as soon as Uppy landed that Shatter, and everything else was just a bit of an overcommit from the side of SM Lunatics.
Looking to find anything, nothing with that Death Blossom, and just like that, it just seems the Lunatics are just rolling over the side of Sirius. Sirius is not able to do anything, getting taken down on the point here, and this is bad for them because as soon as this flips, it's going to be almost over. And can anybody touch? They're looking for it. Here comes XVino trying to stall, looking for something. I'm going around. Golden Sea taking down Uppy and XVino down. This is not looking good, ROWL, and it looks like the Lunatics are going to be able to take map 1 in this preseason matchup.
The Lunatics certainly looking really crazy here on this first map, as they will be able to take this, and whew. Definitely a good way to start it.
It's fun to see that. So, Lunatics, now you start to wonder, taking out Sirius, some of the defending champions on part of Sirius, do you think Lunatics is going to be the team to beat all of a sudden?
Well,
because they seem, it's too early to tell.
Yeah, it's definitely too early. You know, preseason, it could be that it just wasn't, you know, their map, and just tons of things that you got to factor into it here. So I'm definitely, while they did look really good to start off there, I'm not going to go ahead and throw all of my eggs in that basket quite yet.
Not yet. That's a good idea. That's why you're in casting. That's why you're my friend, because you don't do that. So, very good stuff. So what do you think that, what do you think Sirius is going to have to do to really step this up against Lunatics? I mean, it's only map 1, but man, sometimes it was a little one-sided.
Yeah, really, the difference seemed to be the aggression and Uppy dying first a lot. It was very noticeable throughout the fights. And so, if I'm Sirius, I got to find a way to keep my main tank alive. Give them the space, the resources, whatever they need. Give them that extra little bit of oomph so that they can really stand a chance here. Because as it is, SM Lunatics, they're just pushing in, just barreling them down. And I think a lot of that had to do with Uppy being hacked a lot. I think it was a really good job from the Sombra there, able to just constantly deny Uppy and just kind of make life really uncomfortable for them. So coming into this next map, we're still in the debating phase of what it's going to be. But just kind of going on to that last map, really, specifically the last stage of that map, it kind of looked like for a little bit, SM Lunatics had kind of overcommitted on that second to last fight. That the shatter from Uppy came out. Then that was followed by kind of a reactionary grab from Solar, and then also an EMP to kind of follow it up, because I understand that they were trying to combo there, but ultimately, I honestly thought that losing all of those ultimates would set them back pretty far, but somehow, some way, they just did a really good job. All they needed was a beat in that next fight, and they just left Sarath behind. As that Reaper was ulting, they just pushed forward and won that last fight. So definitely a really good sign here early on. If I'm Lunatics, that I don't necessarily need a bevy of ultimates to beat this team. It's always good to be able to win those kind of fights in the mid, where you don't necessarily have 6 ults, but maybe you got 1 or 2. And just having that one tool is enough to get you going. But definitely looking forward to more, from them. It's always one thing to be able to perform on like a control. The aggressiveness was great, and as control kind of favors that a little bit more, I would say. Again, you need to be there first to get the space, and then to keep it there, you need to consistently be proactive. But now, as we're heading into King's Row, will they be able to do that? And I also do wonder, how both of these teams are going to dissect this map. We've seen, I think, maybe occasionally we'll see some dive on this, and then also, the Rhine Zarya is always a good bet as well to see. And so that will definitely, again, be an interesting matchup if we do see the Rhine Zarya come out from both of these teams. Given that double shields really is no longer a thing, that your options expand a little bit more, but specifically for King's Row, I think we're going to, again, go see the Rhine Zarya. It's just always kind of been a staple of this map, and definitely always been very fun to watch, just how narrow all of these chokes are, and how much energy that Zaryas can generate, and just the brawly type gameplay is definitely something that a lot of Overwatch fans like. I don't
Did
know
somebody
about
say
you.
King's Row?
Yes.
Is that what I heard? I'm back. I'm sorry about that. Sometimes, you can't hold it. Sometimes you got to hold it. I know it's a lack of the professionalism, but I am back. Everything's all good.
Back,
so
yes.
Everybody was probably sitting there wondering. I don't know if you told them where I was at, but
no, I'm just talking, bro.
Yeah, it's funny because everybody's probably like, wow, Ty seems to be muted, for a while here. Where'd he go?
Shut this guy up, bro. He's just, like the Charlie Brown where the adults are speaking. They just have a trombone. Yeah, that's what I imagine they hear when I go on my long extended I'm feeling for time rants.
So we're kind of waiting to see what's going on here. I don't know what the holdup is. Either possibly not playing the map, or they're asking for switches. I'm not for sure.
I think we're still getting subs in and out. I think we've got, I think maybe Kristen coming in for Vino. I don't know. They're
might see that.
I think that's what they're asking for, but I can't. Or maybe not. No, is Clivor in? I don't know. I'm having trouble keeping track of all of these.
It's hard. Teams are changing this and that, it's hard to keep up. So we're just kind of waiting. Anybody in the chat? Hopefully everybody's doing well in the chat. Everybody's doing well. What's new? Pick up any hobbies? Are you tired of COVID-19? I imagine everybody's tired of COVID-19 at this point. Are you tired of Overwatch? So, I think they said they claimed they're waiting on us, or they were asking. I guess they didn't see when I said back earlier.
Well,
that's my bad.
Either way, we're finally getting in. We finally have a path to see some King's Row, or Dream King's Row, as somebody in the chat reminded me. But unfortunately, Dream Kings is not here. But we do get to see a couple of other teams here on this map.
So, let's see what's going to happen. And it looks like that Sirius is going to be on the attack first, and the Lunatics are going to be on the defensive side. And anybody that just missed it or just tuning in now, as a friendly reminder, the Lunatics are up 1-2-0 over Sirius. So, I see a lot of Sombra being used into the comps nowadays. Sombra does a good job at breaking up things, but I'm surprised to see it as much. Is just Sombra, that's the meta now?
Well, I mean, Sombra, especially in a team environment, is so good if you can coordinate with that EMP. But I think with the nerf in shields and with the kind of reduction of some of the other damage sources throughout the game, Sombra became a little bit more viable, because with the Sombra you don't necessarily, you don't have to go through 2 shields anymore. Your hacks will actually have a little bit more impact. For example, if you hack a Rhine, no shield, you have no main shield, and it's just Zarya bubbles, and that's pretty much it.
So here they come out the gate looking to do something, started off early, and that's not looking good. The Diva already down, Uppy getting hit. Clyde getting the kill on Blue, though. Will it be enough? I don't think it will, now that Solar's getting the kill, and they just, they didn't seem as together there, but it's interesting that the Diva is being ran right now.
Yeah, definitely. Perhaps there's some merit to this, but for maybe even like the purposes of comboing it with an EMP, but I personally just love the ability to have a Rhine Zarya, because there's just so much more potential for brawl, so much more damage and protection.
And Srat getting that early, and a double headshot. I was about to say, Ariel, to chime in that you need to watch out for Srat, because he's just sitting up there on their own, and because of that, that may open up this whole entire fight for Sirius. Fire Dragon picks the kills, but look at this! All of a sudden, the Lunatics are getting a handful of kills, but I think it's finally going to be over. But the question is, are Lunatics really going to stall this? I don't think they will. They're going to back out, so not a bad push to start out for Sirius.
Yeah, really good offense there from Sarath, able to find a couple of picks there. Blue tried to come over on that Reaper and harass, but unfortunately it was too late, as Sarath was just able to click heads. And we'll go back onto that Widow was Reaper for just a little bit, but it's going to utilize these kind of long sight lines here, see if they can find anything else, and just, maybe carry another fight.
We're going to have to deal with a lot coming from the Lunatics. The Shatter, and there's the Shatter, good EMP there. Well, the EMP didn't come out there, sorry, a hack is what I meant to say, and really got rejected there. The hacks are really on point right now, but look at Jin, or Cly here, doing such a great job. Sorry, getting the names mixed up. Doing a good job, but it doesn't matter, because the Lunatics here are just absolutely dominating against Sirius, shutting down everything that's coming at them.
What a back and forth fight. We had Blue start off with a Reaper ultimate, and then that instantly kind of got canceled out there by Kristen's EMP. And then Clivor was, found their way all the way to the back and found a huge shatter, but unfortunately nobody was able to follow up. And so then, just a grab away, and SM Lunatics were able to win that fight.
And the early sound barrier coming out just to keep that aggression going, and it worked for the Lunatics. You usually don't see it a lot of times with sound barriers being aggressive because you got to be so careful. Because if you don't have it in big moments, you'll lose it. But they read that well. They knew that Sirius didn't have too many things coming up here, and they were able to push with the aggression there. So great sound barrier from the side of Golden Sea.
Yeah, and on the other side, Gen Chaos will have the EMP. Sproutling going to try to do their best to maybe play the hide-and-seek game and not get caught up in that. But, oh, what a cancel!
Huge!
That was monumental. Just as I was saying that, I saw Sproutling kind of dart to the middle right where that payload was, and I'm like, uh-oh, this is not going to end up well. And Gen Chaos proved me right. Just as soon as the barrier came out, denied.
I'm liking what we're seeing, ROWL. Lunatics looking pretty sharp. They're looking extra special going on right now. Looking like they want to be a contender for this season. Death Blossom in for Blue, looking to find anything more. Getting the 1 kill on Sproutling. Now Snavor getting the kill on Cly. So once again, huge play is going on, and it's going to end the push of Sirius. And the Sirius just getting shut down here. Only 2:22 on the clock. They will have an EMP and a call lessons, but other than that, they got to really figure this one out.
Yeah, not a whole lot else in the cupboard currently, but you still do have another fight with which to generate ultimates here. An early EMP, and they will be able to catch. I think they really caught SM Lunatics off guard there. They certainly caught me off guard. I was not expecting that at all, but a really great follow-up. They just kind of hid back there. Kristen came in, got a ginormous EMP, and they were just able to kind of, you know, zoom on in, finish it off.
Zoom on in, finish it off.
And now they've got a pretty good hold here and a lot of space. So now SM Lunatics is going to have to fight for every inch to contest this.
They do have the grab, looking for that sound barrier coming up here. Well, the question is, will they be able to get it off and what they're doing? But Surratt with a huge Death Blossom picking up the 2 kills on both supports. And this is over right now for the side of Lunatics. They won't be able to hold this. So really impressive work to get that back. 2:45 on the clock for Team Sirius, doing such a great job at keeping Lunatics in check. I think, you know, really, as we said earlier, Lunatics, they weren't ready for it, and either were we. And all of a sudden, this burst of energy, and now all of a sudden, Sirius has the momentum.
Yeah, and they're looking to keep it as Clybourne maybe a bit overextended here and not able to receive any support as both of the supports were back on the payload, and that's going to cost them. They had such big momentum. Blue gonna finish things off there. I'm not sure you needed that, but you know, style points. You have almost 5 other ultimates. Why not, right? Why not?
I gotta give Gen Chaos help with that because Mercy was gonna get out of that, but the hack onto Mercy was huge and just kind of left them both stranded there. That's just the cherry on top. Remember what we said about Junkrat, you know? As soon as you get the tire, just let it rip. It's the same thing. But look at Kristen. Look at Kristen right now in the back. Huge. And both EMPs are out, but an interesting EMP from the side of Lunatics there. I wonder why they used that. That was their fight winning. That was their winning ult that they had to even contest this at the end here.
I think both teams were doing the same thing at the same time. They were both going for their grab combo, and a huge play there, getting an anti-nade lightning. Pretty much just busted that open. The tank line was trying to pressure them and hold, but just splitting that open with that anti-nade. And so
never mind, I'll keep my mouth shut.
They're coming
I guess
back,
they didn't
yeah.
need the EMP.
They
didn't need it.
They had both support ultimates. They were good. Sproutling getting staggered just a little bit. So last fight territory here. They will have to wait for their mercy, or not. Maybe they're just gonna. I don't think this is a. Yeah, that's not a good decision there. You're just feeding ultimates.
There, Chief.
Unfortunate. Yeah, that was a really smart play from SM Lunatics. They recognized the mercy wasn't there, and so even though Clybourne was pushing up, they realized that, you know, you only have one healer. We can easily farm you, and that's what they did.
So 30 seconds on the clock, and really that's just not a smart push. I mean, they're coming back here, but it's going to come down to this final push. Blue looking to find anything, collapsing there. Cly already going down. And Sirius is on the run. Gen Chaos picking up the kills. And with 15 seconds, they may not have a full team recontest here.
No, just pretty much just whoever can get to the payload, if they can get to the payload at all. Graviton going to be coming out here, just kind of keep them off. Fire Dragon will be able to touch the point, but that's
the only thing that's touching the point, unfortunately.
SM Lunatics will hold Sirius before that third point. And really another kind of masterclass of defense, specifically in that last fight. Really the last two fights, the one where they recognize that, you know, they don't have a Mercy, Sirius doesn't have their Mercy, we can easily out-heal these guys and just power through them. And they did. And then in the last fight where Blue decided to ult, you know, using that Death Blossom kind of behind Sirius, and even though it necessarily didn't net a whole lot, what it did is it bought them a lot of space, because SM Lunatics immediately followed that up. You could just see the entire team, the tank lane, just zooming in to support that Reaper. And Sirius really wasn't able to, how do I say this? They weren't able to handle it. It's just a whole lot coming at you. You know, you've got an ulting hero right in your back line, and then now you've got the full brunt of the rest of the team coming through. And so just really looking good from SM Lunatics.
So the question is, can they keep that momentum going? And really, it seems, and then interesting, and now look at this, ROWL. This cannot be. Or are they doing it? Look at this dive. This is some interesting stuff. I've never seen something like this to start out.
I don't think we trust offensive spawns. Yeah, the Reaper will be coming out from Blue, giving us a little bit of a debate. But the dive is for real, though, so that's always exciting to be able to see that.
Okay, I was going to say, yeah, that Bastion really had me confused. I was like, I didn't know what was going on there. It's disappointing. Come on, let's see Bastion. Let's see some Torbjorn, right?
You know, Torbjorn could definitely work on the defense. I think there's, you know, a lot of arguments to be had, especially against a dive, but on offense, maybe not so much.
So a few kills coming in there, but not enough for Lunatics. They're going to have to be forced back. Clyde getting a kill there, and the rest of Sirius kind of zoning him out. Really, at this point, ROWL, I know it's still early, but I mean, the dive could work. It's an interesting choice. It's hard to run that on a map like this.
Yeah, and it looks like, though, they're taking a whole bunch of space for free. They will go ahead and get into that backline. The sleep is going to come out. But really, as a dive, that's kind of your best case scenario, is that you get all the space for free. Clivor will fall as the healers were pressed all the way back, as the Lucio and the D.Va are back there as well. And that's really how you want to operate. I think, you know, you get a little bit too much space, but they still have to worry about the point, getting that all the way captured.
Look at this. All of a sudden,
they can recontest here.
Christian trying to get that, hold that point. Oh, but gets booed back, and Uppies. This is not creating a favorable situation for the side of Sirius. They're going to have to play back. That was crazy stuff there. I've never seen a handful of dive in a long time, if ever, like that on this map, and they just made it look easy against a team that is good at dive. Don't get me wrong. I know some of these players that played on Maelstrom, dive was one of their biggest strong suits, so, and it's really surprising to see that. Not a lot of teams go after the dive, but hey, metas change, right?
Yeah, again, it was a lot of, I think it was a lot of space that was really given. As you can see, the Winston and the D.Va, they were just able to walk pretty much onto the point for free, not taking a whole lot of damage. And EMP will be coming out here, and so now the dive is not looking the greatest, but they can follow it up.
Yeah, it seemed like they kind of rushed that. They are finally getting the kills now. Coalescence trying to keep everybody up by lightning, but at that point it was kind of already gone. I'm really surprised that they went in there, because the Nano came out and the EMP came out, but there wasn't too much follow-up. They're really lucky that worked, because that could have really backfired for Sirius.
Yeah, they were able to catch Snowball kind of into that left room there, as Clivor was able to get that kill, and that kind of ended the push for the most part. But yeah, the initial kind of response was a bit like, ugh, but EMP will also be coming out here.
Oh, here comes the bomb. Could this be massive? Not able to find anybody. Unfortunately, Lighting does get the kill, but all of a sudden, Sharad does pop that bomb. It is hacked. It's kind of a scrimmage here on the point, but the bomb by Sarath is gigantic. And just I thought Lunatics was going to be able to get the card moving, but they are, though. Look at this. The tanks are putting so much force forward. this is insane. Lunatics had no business because they lost so many players there, but it didn't matter.
Looks like
and
we got
a pause
out as well.
out of
yeah,
nowhere.
that fight was all over the place. And they had the EMP bomb combo, which Sirius did a really good job of evading that from SM Lunatics. The thing that I think impressed me the most is it felt like Uppy kind of anticipated that, because you saw right before that happened, the graph came out before they got hacked. And so, you know, the EMP came out, the bomb came out, and unfortunately the dive, the rest of the tanks, they were just kind of stuck there. Or I should say the rest of the tanks, I mean just the Winston, because, you know, the Diva mech was flying out. But the Winston was caught in that graph, and not a whole lot of follow-up was able to be had. So, you know, because ideally, even if you don't necessarily get something from that bomb, what you can do is you can get a whole lot of follow-up, right? The team split. You know, you've put them in such a bad disadvantage that you can just kind of pick and choose where you want to go and which target you want to dive onto. But they couldn't, because they were grabbed, as Uppy had a really good play there. And then Sarath also had a Bob in the back line after that, which found a couple. So just really impressive individual ultimates here from some of these serious players.
So we are back, and Lunatics being able to just keep that pressure going. And really, Sirius, it seemed like they got a late jump, but Blue, the crazy Death Blossom, getting the kills. And I'm really surprised, Ariel, it just seemed like Sirius just stood there. They didn't even, like, move at all.
Yeah, they just kind of let the payload kind of walk right into them. And then Golden Sea with a really good beat and a great follow-up as well. Blue's going to take a little bit of a nap here.
Yeah,
okay, I don't blame you. You had a big ultimate there. But just really good follow-up with that beat and supporting Blue with that Reaper ultimate.
Looks like Christian trying to find this EMP. Here it comes. And it's a big one, and may be able to shut down the momentum from Lunatics. Uppy getting the kill on Lightning, which may end this, and I think really at this point it's probably safe to just back out and rethink this one.
And Blue not able to get out with their lives either. So I'm okay with the dive on the first 2 points. I think maybe here this gets a little bit harder with this kind of very tight kind of L. I don't know what kind of shape it is. You know, the L after this first, you know, left turn here.
It's a boot.
But if you're not able to kind of take this on the high ground that's kind of back here, it's very hard here as a dive, because ball compositions can hold this corner.
And Clyde almost getting a charge there, but the boot back was huge, and the bomb somehow not killing the rest of them. I don't know how they didn't pick up any kills. They're still pushing forward, but I don't know if Lunatics are going to have enough in this fight. As I'm saying, Lightning has picked up 3. Insane Moira play going on right now.
You know, Moira's DPS may have gotten nerfed, but, you know, still doesn't mean that they can't get a few kills every now and then, and still Lightning going at it. And now they're back here, though Solar will fall in the grab. This should pretty much do it if they can get some follow-up here. And, ultimate's flying out everywhere.
That EMP comes out, and that kind of saved him there. Bob is still doing a lot of damage, but they're kind of just negating it and hiding in the corners. Jin Chaos with the kill on Clyde. So all of a sudden, this is looking pretty good. I thought for sure Sirius had Lunatics beat there.
Yeah, it looks like that was the case in the early goings there. EMP coming out from Kristen. Again, just kind of a little bit of issues with the follow-up. And all the supports getting some very good D-Matrix from Solar there. And SM Lunatics are really just layering it on now, as they will look to probably cap this, as Sirius really can't do anything.
They will. I mean, it's incredible, and it was unfortunate. If you notice, Sirius had that anti in the EMP, and the healers were 1. They were actual 1, and they were so low, but they managed to escape out somehow, and that's really what won them there. And look at Jin with the hack here on the play. Let's take a look at this, because this was gigantic. Huge play here, just kind of mowing them down, doing a great job. So Ariel, out of nowhere, you know, this game is fairly close, but I don't know if I really was expecting Lunatics to just all of a sudden be up 2-0 just like that.
Yeah, it's quite the commanding statement here to start off. as Lunatics, they've been looking pretty good. It hasn't necessarily been like a complete wipe, so if I'm serious, I do kind of take that into account, and realize that while we didn't win those first two maps, we still do have a chance here in this series.
So, what's going to be the next map? Because Kings Row, everybody loves Kings Row. Is it going to be Hanamura? Is it going to be, Rialto? Everybody likes Rialto, right? It seemed everybody was picking that last season.
Yeah, I mean, there was definitely a lot of Rialto, which, I mean, it's not a bad map. I think it really did favor the double shield composition, especially the Orisa, as you had so many corners that you just needed somebody to kind of pull people out of place and just disrupt, and also just because of the fact that double shields was just kind of busted. So it will definitely be interesting to see what we'll see this season, if last season was just because of map pool, or if a combination of map pool and meta does factor into how these teams decide to pick their maps.
We will certainly find out. So, Ariel, how have you been? Have you been able to manage to not cast for a while now? I think we're doing okay for the first night back.
Aside from the stroke I had earlier, yeah.
that was really, really concerning. I'm not gonna lie.
I just couldn't. I was trying to say like 5 things at once, and sometimes you just can't. You can't do that. And by sometimes I mean all of the time. I can't say 5 things at once. That's impossible. But it's all good now. We're vibing here. We've got some really good Overwatch. How are you, my friend? It's good to be back in the booth here with you.
Yes, it is. It's just great to see this. I mean, we got second season, a lot of new teams added, a lot of new things going on, meta changes and all this. I know a lot of people were not pleased with the Hog Zarya going on for a little bit here, and now it's changed. So actually seeing Dive, it's more than we could have asked for. We always going about Dive and living all this times when we used to play back in like 2017 or whenever Dive at numerous times was popular and was able to work. And it's just great to see this right now. I never would have thought we would have saw so much Dive and getting back to Ryan Zarya. I'm just happy right now.
As am I. Unfortunately, not everybody likes Dive, which is kind of why Brigitte was brought into the game, is to kind of please the crowd that didn't like Dive, didn't want to play that anymore. But for me, I think it's definitely a very fun play style, and it's a fun style to watch. Especially in the early Dive days, the fights would be so back and forth. And it was relatively quick action. I think something that we saw with the introduction of Brigitte into the game was really the slowing of the game, because Brigitte got introduced, and then all of a sudden we could counter Tracers and Genjis, and we also could stack healing, and we could extend fights. And so next thing you needed an insane amount of damage, insane amount of healing. You could have 12 ultimates in the GOATS meta and still get no kills.
Yeah, and also I'm kind of laughing right now because look what map it is, Rialto. People, you can say all you want in the comments. Go ahead, type in hashtag scripted. I promise you 100% it is not. But it's funny that a lot of these map pools are very similar, and we see a lot of the Kings Row and Rialto. Not much has changed apparently in a month with the Renaissance tournament. So we're going to Rialto.
Standard. Probably some Dive here. Maybe. Well, it really depends. I'm not sure if a Ryan Zarya would be good on some of the stretches. It's good around corners, but when you've got kind of in that opening courtyard area, you've got a bunch of room to operate under a Dive. You've got some high ground to take, and I think that we could see a multitude of compositions coming out here. But personally, I'd like to see the Dive.
More Dive, more Overwatch, bonus Overwatch. Come on, Sirius, take this rep so that we don't. That'd be crazy, right? We'd see 2 3-0s today.
Yeah,
that would be crazy if that actually happened. Would not expect that at all.
No, not expected, but we get what we get, and we're gonna like it. Or not. You don't have to.
And we don't throw fit. Yeah, we don't have to. I mean, you got choices.
We don't have to. Yeah, you have choices. You know, it's not your parents telling you that you have to like it, or or else.
So
yeah, Rialto.
Rialto. It's in Italy. Jinx said at the same time, and been on sync too much. We've been spending too much time together, I think.
Imagine, spending time together. What is that?
Yeah, what is this? I thought we just live in a booth. 10 by 10. We just live in a room, just in a booth. That's it.
There's
by
a
each
small
other.
slot under the door that they slide our food in.
They slide the food. We're just stuck in the. That's great.
Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting start.
Taking a swim in the.
I don't know.
The river.
The canals. I don't know. There might be poo poo in there. I don't know if I really
I'm not
wanna...
sure I would want to swim
I don't
in the
know if
canals
that's the
of Italy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful, but
yeah, beautiful looking, but yeah.
So Sirius on the attack first, and then we have Lunatics on the defense. Lunatics trying to hold that high ground, and then we see the sniper. Uppy now on the DPS here. A lot of mixing up. I think they're trying out a lot of different things here for Team Sirius.
Yeah, and looks like we'll get some more of that Far Mercy here as this kind of, or I guess, building provides you pretty good coverage here. But that's also, coming with the dive, the Winston Zarya, and the Echo as well.
Good job here, putting a lot of pressure, keeping a lot of pressure on Sirius right now. Kind of driving them back, and really the Far Mercy and the Echo into this composition is kind of a lot. It's just so much pressure being put on. But we'll see if Uppy's able to pop off and get a few picks here.
And Clivor falling down, a great anti-nade there from Lightning. And I think the number one thing that you're going to want to do here, if you're serious, is take this high ground. Ooh, ambitious res from Golden Sea. Unfortunately, we'll pay for it with their life, as Kristen was able there to follow up on that potential opportunity. But yeah, you definitely need to get this high ground. You claim it, it's yours. Taunt Anakin from it if you want,
I'm glad you just ignored what I said. Either you missed it or you just kept going and denied me the pleasure of my dad joke there. It was definitely both there. So Team Sirius looking to find something. Blue does get the kill on Uppy. So just as you think that Team Sirius is able to get things going, it doesn't really seem to be working out. And now Blue getting another kill there, and Snubboard picking up the kill on Cly. So doing a great job, and Fire Dragon just says, see ya, I'm just going to go back to spawn. So 2 minutes here, but it seems that Sirius is going to have a few tools, the EMP and the Nano. And the question is, will they be able to do anything with it?
Yeah, my guess is maybe you nano the Winston here after you EMP, just to kind of get people locked down and not able to move. And then you just, use that electric monkey to follow up. Early EMP here. Not a whole lot coming on the back end of that, though.
It kind of seemed like the rest of Sirius wasn't able to jump the gun on that EMP, and it's clearly going to cost them. We see the duplicate going out here from Echo now turning into Winston, and the rest of Lunatics is just cleaning up this fight. Ariel had really seen that the EMP, and we've seen that go on numerous times here with Christian. It's not coming up enough. It's being rushed. And you just got to be careful with this cons, because that's one ult that will literally change the difference of a game, or even a round, for instance.
Yeah, and I think another big thing is that Lightning was able to avoid that and able to nano Snowboard. So even if they did want to collapse and they were able to, that definitely would have been hard to do that onto that nanoed Winston. But so coming into this next fight, you do have a grab though. So if you're able to make this one count, you might be able to, get a fight win off of this.
The grab, and both grabs being used. Uppy getting the kill, but now Blue coming up, getting stopped by Uppy, and finally DPS are popping off for the side of Sirius, doing such a great job, kind of zoning him out here. I don't really think at this point anybody's going to be able to touch. They're going to maybe try to go for it. Solar might try to get onto this point. That's exactly what they do. So they do dive back onto the point. But will they be able to hold this?
Yeah, the dive tank's able to get back here, just kind of contest. But with the Ana going down, I think it's really going to be all for naught. Kristen had a really good position there and was able to just kind of pound a lot into that tank line. So, you know, as the dives, you don't have your bubble, and you're just kind of relying on the cart and those side windows for protection. It's just so much space for the DPS to continuously pick at you.
So they did use a few things trying to hold up there, and Solar on the Zarya here. And really, it's just kind of, they have a few ults to work with, but not much. But I'll tell you, getting kills, that'll stop a push right there. And coming up for this fight for Sirius on the attack, they do have just about Barrage. They will have the Bob and Valkyrie soon, so I wonder if they're going to be really aggressive here. But if they lose another, then they're going to have to reset this fight.
Winston.
And early on, just ultimates coming out from both sides. The Echo, the Void Reaver, just kind of wreaking havoc here in the back line, trying to cause as much mayhem and havoc as possible. Looks like AB's going to go ahead and use a barrage as well. And so finally, Sirius is able to start getting some kills going their way. SM Lunatics really, you know, threw a lot into that fight, but wasn't able to get a whole lot out of it. And Sirius might be able to capture the second point.
Did a great job. When in doubt, REL just hit Q and throw half of your ultimates or all of your ultimates if you got them. But now, and they weren't able to touch. That's really shocking. The Lunatics is kind of being pushed back a little bit. They're finally picking up the kills. I wonder if that was a little bit of a miscalculation because they did not, I don't think they meant to give up that point for free.
No, they were definitely trying. You could see Solar was kind of out there as the primary person that was going to touch the payload, but they just kept getting booped back just so many times and wasn't able to touch. So even though they ended up winning that fight and committing a little bit to it, they just weren't able to touch in time.
So 2 minutes just about for Sirius to push here, and this is always tough. It's not easy. It's not a give me to get through this last choke. Not really having too many ults right now. They're just going to have to kind of farm, wait for it. Echo does have her ult online, Void Reaver that is, and then Grav should be coming up here soon for Lunatics. Looking to find anything. Bob does go out trying to find the kills. Blue does get a kill on Uppy. And just like that, it seems like the push may be ended already for Sirius.
Yeah, they'll end up trading a few kills here, but ultimately it will be SM Lunatics who will come out on top here. And just a lot going on in that fight. Void Reaver, though, doing a great job, was able to get some kills with the copy onto the Winston, able to just disrupt the back line, get a few before the Primal Rage, and then, you know, got some after that clone Primal Rage as well. But coming into this next fight, you do have some tools here if you're serious, so definitely a clear path for you to potentially get this, but you probably will have to win 2 fights.
And they're not going to have too much time, not too many pushes left. And unfortunately, the bomb does go up there for X-Vino, but not able to find anything at all. And a few ults, they will have a few. Christian goes down. But Uppy, Sproutling, and Christian will have their ults. Now Fire Dragon joining that. But then again, on the defense, you got Snovar and Solar with both tank ults here. So it's not exactly easy to push into with 25 seconds left. I mean, it's do or die REL at this point.
Yeah, absolutely. This is really the last fight. You do have some tools, but unfortunately, you're not going to have a whole lot of time to use them as, you know, you're just dying here.
Solar and Blue picking up the kills. This is looking really bad for Sirius, and this should be easy cleanup here. And Team Lunatics, once again, even though Sirius might be able to touch it, no, they're not. They get denied, get ran over by Bob. But Sirius, this is the difference in this match, is that they're stopping them before they can get too far. You know, they're just making Sirius fall just short, and that's enough to make the difference into this match.
Yeah, just a lot of from the side of Sirius, especially in that last fight, just a lot of hesitation. We see them a lot giving a lot of space to SM Lunatics, and the SM Lunatics always are coming through with the kills, especially in that last fight. And we saw some early picks from SM Lunatics, and you want to be able to go into these fights proactively. We say it time and time again. You have 4 ultimates. Be the ones to use them first. Make the other team use their ultimates in reaction to yours. Be the ones to kind of dictate how the fights are going to go. And SM Lunatics are just doing a better job of that right now.
Yeah, they definitely have the tools on defense and offense. Because remember, I mean, you can have all the power you want on offense, but you have to have a strong defense. That is exactly what they're doing. So, really, it's not an easy get on this round to get that far into the map. But, I mean, we saw that kind of same thing with Kings Row, and all of a sudden, Lunatics just made that look easy. Now, wait a second. A handful of people left there. Jin left, and now Void left, and then wait, what is going on, Ariel? I'm literally lost.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. Yeah, I don't know what happened. Maybe they got their roles switched up or something, and they needed to quickly leave and come back to reset those. I'm not quite sure.
I guess I'm really confused. That all of a sudden I saw people join, then not, then join, then not, and here we are all of a sudden. So SM Lunatics on the attack here, running a little bit of a mixed dive composition, and doing such a great job. I mean, they're zoning out Sirius already on the high ground, and Blue with the nasty pick on Uppy, huge. So 330, and they're already clearing the corner almost.
Yeah, Void Reaver getting some extra kills there with a Genji. Definitely didn't see a whole lot of that to start off with, last season, but it's just really crazy how quickly they were able to just kind of power through that. And a lot of it started with, denying the high ground. They forced Sproutling down from there, so your healers aren't out there anymore. So everybody kind of has to fall back as a result. And now you're potentially looking to... I don't think they're going to contest this. Doesn't look like they will.
I don't know if it's the call, because we just saw what happened on the other end when Sirius tried, or Lunatics tried to recontest, but they are, it looks like. You gotta be careful. Immortality does come out, the Bob is there, and a lot of damage. Blue is just popping off, getting 2 kills, trying to find a third, maybe looking for anything. And Blue with the dominating huge, getting a 4-5 man. Gigantic. The 4-man there for Blue. Huge play. And all of a sudden, Ariel, 4 minutes and 55 seconds. That's plenty of time to get to this second point and a half.
Yeah, it's really almost an eternity. But again, you do have to be careful. You do get that first point. You win the recontest fight. But clearing this corner is going to be a tough task. Always is on this map. So until you are able to do that, definitely don't consider it in the bag.
The Fire Dragon used the Coalescence, but here comes the Genji Blade, looking for anything, getting the kill on Fire Dragon, huge, getting a 3 and a 4, Reaver, huge plays there, and Blue picking it up there. I couldn't even speak English for a second. I was so starstruck.
Now you know how I feel, except for you actually had a legitimate reason for that. Me, I just, it was whatever, but that was crazy. And they're going to continue holding the pedal all the way down to the floor.
They might as well.
Yeah, it's going to get them the point here, and it's going to put them in prime position. This actually might be the map. If they can get here and get the rest of these kills, this payload can get here. Void Reaver dashing through.
With the 4-man! The
5!
Oh my god! Incredible play! That's some of the best Genji play we've seen, even with Season 1 going into Season 2. Nobody is going to be able to touch it. Looks like Sproutling's going to come, try to get on there. It's just enough. The Death Blossoms out, but gets shut down instantly. Here's the grab for the side of the SM Lunatics. And here comes the self-destruct, but it's not going to matter. Absolute domination. This is completely crazy. I thought this match would be good. Maybe go to a Game 5 or something, in overtime. I don't think so. And I think SM Lunatics had different plans. They are looking to shut down this whole league right now.
Yeah, it just... Oh my goodness. It's so hard to explain just in words how dominant that was. They just, they had looked good throughout the entire match, and for whatever reason, it just looked like they just got it into that extra gear. All of the stars were aligning, the dominoes fell down the way they needed to, and that was just a masterclass of dive. They were able to follow up with the blade there. Then they came out, blue had a solid bob, and they continue to press the advantage. They were able to find Sproutling on that Batiste, get that pick, and once they had that pick, they just came right back in. The dive, even though they were still capping the point, they knew they had the advantage. They pressed it, got the rest of the kills, and from there, that was pretty much the map there.
Yeah, and I mean that was just crazy. Void Reaver, that's Ariel. That may be my early pick for MVP. With the deadly potential, we may be seeing a candidate for MVP. That was crazy. They had the blade and just shutting down everything. Blue doing a great job. Sirius did a great job, but it was just so overshadowed by Lunatics. We haven't even seen anything they've done till this point. And I will say, I saw Vino, some of the other players, they shot out of there. Phew, that was the fastest I've ever seen a player leave a lobby. After a beating like that. That was insane how fast they left. And so clearly, some of the remaining players from the championship team and the player from the runner-up team, it doesn't matter because SM Lunatics are looking pretty scary. So we'll see how this plays out coming to the regular season. But this has definitely been pretty exciting stuff, Ariel.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, though, it is preseason, so while we do, like to see, who's looking hot and who's not necessarily, isn't an indicator of actual performance. Though, as I do say that Maelstrom did win the preseason tournament last year, they actually won the whole thing. So we'll see. Definitely, there's a reason we play these games. A lot more coming your way. We've got some more matches coming up tomorrow at 8. I think that will just be one. I'm not too sure. We'll see when we get there, but I think it'll just be one. And then I think maybe we'll have some more on Sunday as well for your preseason. But early on here, SM Lunatics looking really dominant.
So, well, there ain't too much more that we got. Not really doing the player of the matches for the preseason. We'll get later on, and we got more stuff in store. Ariel always has a trick up his sleeve. It's pretty impressive. I'm proud of the work that he does. So that's it. That's it for me. I don't know what else more you have, Ariel.
No, that's it. Thank you guys, as always, for tuning with us. I was glad that we were able to bring 2 games to you. I only thought that we'd only get the 1, but we got 2. Got to see some more teams in action here. We'll get to see more tomorrow. As always, thanks for tuning in. We love y'all. For Tie Guy Gaming, I'm Ariel. We'll see you guys tomorrow.